Today on Public Eye News, the city of Negaunee has announced that hydrant flushing begins today and will break down what that means for residents. And later, the newest statements from local elected officials on the UPCO rate increase.
Coming up, I'll have your Public Eye Sports Report. Stick around because I'll also have your weather forecast for the next couple of days. I'm Luke Niddle.
And I'm Liam Eulen-Joy. This is Public Eye News. Continuing coverage of a developing story, a written commitment to restoring water levels near the Autrain Dam was filed today. Renewable World Energies LLC issued a statement to the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission declaring that water flow will be decreased effective immediately. This comes after the corporation was given a violation notice last week. The LLC had not received permit authorization for drawing from an inland lake or modifying the dam, according to the Department of Environment, Energy, and Great Lakes. The hydroelectric facility in Autrain is operated by Renewable World Energies and relies on the Forest Lake Reservoir, which was depleted to nearly 3 feet below the regulated minimum. In documents filed, water flows will be limited through the hydroelectric turbines until water levels rise nearly 2 feet, at a rate of 0.2 feet per week. Forest Lake was estimated to be dropping at a rate of 1.11 feet per week as of October 15th. Renewable World Energies Vice President Jason Krusher refused to give a comment to Public Eye News at this time. And multiple members of the NMU faculty have been awarded up to 4 credit hours of release time as part of the Reassigned Time Awards. The awards are intended to support faculty scholarship in the form of discovery, integration, application, or teaching. Each applicant was required to submit a scholarly goal as well as the impact of their goal and potential for future development. The 8 NMU faculty who received awards are Casey Jacobson, Sylvain Giraud, Matthew Jennings, Vikash Kumar, Sarah Potter, Megan McCoon, Russell Prather, and Philip Yang-Yuro. Their areas of study range from nursing to English. Faculty members will receive their research time in the winter 2025 semester.
The City of Negaunee's Department of Public Works has announced that they will begin a hydrant flush starting today. The city will flush hydrants and the entire system due to large amounts of sediment buildup, though the flush will not completely rid the system of it. If you turn on your faucet and the water is discolored, the recommendation is to wait a few hours for the sediment to clear, then turn on the faucet for a few minutes to ensure all of it is gone. The flushing will generally occur between the hours of 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. and will run for up to 2 weeks. Residents are also advised to avoid washing laundry during the hydrant flushing process in their neighborhood. For questions on the process or general concerns, contact the Department of Public Works at 906-475-9991. And the fire that is spread across Summit Lake and the McCormick Wilderness starting October 18th has been secured at the west and southwest flanks in order to protect private lands. As of now, the fire covers approximately 304 acres and around 38% of the fire is contained, according to operational staff. At this time, the northern half of McCormick Wilderness will be closed off, including the Yellow Dog Trailhead. Due to unseasonably warm temperatures and strong winds of over 30 miles per hour, the fire is not expected to weaken at this point. While some precipitation is expected to hit the eastern part of the UP, the rainfall is not expected to be in the area of the fire. Management of the fire will be transferred from the Michigan Interagency IMT back to the Ottawa National Forest. And with 1 week left until Election Day, Vice President Kamala Harris campaigned across Michigan. This included a rally downstate in Ann Arbor. CBS News' Detroit's Walter Murphy was there. Take a look.
Well, the Vice President made several stops across Michigan today to kick off the last full week on the campaign trail. And with only 8 days until the election, she was fighting hard in this swing state to get undecided voters to side with her.
Do we believe in the promise of America? And are we ready to fight for it?
Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Tim Walz were in Michigan on Monday, fighting for this swing state in a too-close-to-call presidential race. But protesters, seen here holding an Abandon Harris sign, disrupted the vice president's speech shortly after she took center stage.
We all want this war to end as soon as possible and get the hostages out, and I will do everything in my power to make it so.
But which one would do a better job at getting peace to the Middle East? it won't be Donald Trump. It'll be this lady, Kamala Harris.
Harris also spoke at length about her vision for making the U.S. economy stronger by breaking down the cost of housing, cutting taxes for the middle class, giving workers across the country a fair minimum wage, and lowering health care costs.
Because I believe health care should be a right and not just a privilege of those who can afford it.
With less than a week to win voters over, swing states like Michigan will be heavily targeted by both candidates, vying to be the next commander-in-chief. But the people at Harris's rally here in Ann Arbor told us their minds are already made up.
The beliefs of freedom, of choice, and being able to strengthen us as an American people and not divide us. That is what I am standing for.
It's one of the most important elections of our lives so far, and I think that voting for Kamala Harris is the best decision you can make.
In Ann Arbor, I'm Walter Murphy, CBS News, Detroit.
Now don't touch that dial. After this short break, Luke Niddle will have your Public Eye Sports Report. You won't want to miss it.
There are a lot of really good teams. These programs are incredible.
We're practicing every day.
No human being can be perfect, but we seek as close to perfection as possible.
Play the day away.
I feel everything right now.
Our group dynamic hasn't been perfect.
It's insane.
I just don't want us to embarrass ourselves.
Are you ready?
Now it is showtime.
Tonight at 9 on WNMU TV.
Welcome back to Public Eye Sports. I'm Luke Niddle. I know it's a bit unusual seeing sports first, but I'll be taking you through your Tuesday breakdown. Leading off with the Wolverines, Michigan QB Jack Tuttle has announced he is medically retired from football. Tuttle, a seventh-year senior, played in 2 games for the Wolverines this season, including a start against Illinois. Tuttle announced in a post on X, formerly Twitter, that he had a surgery on his UCL in a throwing arm that didn't properly heal, and recently suffered his 5th concussion playing football. Coming out of high school, Tuttle was a 4-star recruit and spent time at Indiana and Utah before transferring to Michigan. Tuttle will retire as a national champion, however, as he was part of a Wolverines squad that won it all just 9 months ago. And still on the football field, the Pittsburgh Steelers fended off the woeful New York Giants last night to extend their home winning streak to 22 in a row. For the Steelers, a career night by Calvin Austin III gave Pittsburgh the advantage with a punt return touchdown and a receiving touchdown, his first career return touchdown and 3rd receiving score in the NFL. The Steelers benefited from a big TJ Watt night as well, ending the day with 5 tackles and 2 sacks. As for New York, another lackluster performance sent them stumbling to 2-6 and sit dead last in the NFC East. The G-men now look towards next week when they take on the red-hot Commanders. For Pittsburgh, maintaining first in the AFC North means a clash with Washington as well after a bye week. And ending off on the mound, the World Series is well underway and could potentially be over as soon as it started. For the Dodgers, it's been all business so far, as a win tonight spells the end for the Yankees with a potential sweep. During the series, LA had some fun getting to this point so far, starting the series off with an explosion as Freddie Freeman ended Game 1 with the first ever walk-off grand slam in World Series history. Freeman's bat has remained blazing hot in games number 2 and 3, hitting 2 more dingers in both those games as well. Freeman also became just the 3rd player ever to hit 3 homers in the first 3 games of the series, joining the Yankees' Hank Bauer in 1958 and Barry Bonds with the Giants in 2002. If Freeman homers tonight and the Dodgers win, he will become the first player ever to hit a home run in every game of the World Series. That's all I have for sports. Back to Liam at the news desk.
Well, thank you for that sports update, Luke, but now it's time for some more news, starting with this. An increasing number of students are eating breakfast and lunch at school. 477,000 students are doing so, an increase of nearly 100,000. The jump is attributed to recent legislation making meals free for Michigan's 1.4 million public school attendees. Michigan is one of only 8 states with such legislation. During the 2023 through 24 school year, the state ordered over 8 million cases of food from Gordon Food Services. Local schools say the free meal programs are having a positive impact on students, and the Michigan Department of Education concurs, saying in a statement that the legislation will bring in more federal dollars to local farmers and food producers in the state. And Republican state legislators representing UP districts have put out a statement criticizing UPCO's recent rate increases. The Upper Peninsula Power Company announced it was raising energy rates to account for green energy legislation passed last year. UP GOP members such as State Senator Ed McBroom and State Representatives Dave Preston and Greg Markkanen are harsh critics of both the increase and the legislation. McBroom in particular said, quote, "The energy rewrite pushed through the legislature is out of touch with the UP economy and people," end quote. This comes after UPCO announced that their customers can expect a 5.6% increase to their monthly bill as the laws are implemented. And artificial intelligence is bringing animals back to life in quite the unique experiment in London. To tell us more, here's Tina Kraus of CBS News.
In a museum full of skeletons, you might wonder,
hello, how are you?
Who's he talking to? After all, the last time a dodo was seen alive was nearly 400 years ago. But artificial intelligence has given this one new life.
Reviving the dodo is a thought-provoking notion.
Researchers in Cambridge, England are aiming to deepen our ties to nature through face-to-face chats with long-lost creatures. The conversation starts by scanning a QR code.
They can have an actual conversation with an animal, with a specimen, and that, I think, brings it to life in a really different way than a normal museum exhibit might.
Fellow creatures.
AI is giving a voice to 13 specimens, including a narwhal, a butterfly, a fin whale, and even a cockroach. And these smart skeletons know more than just the facts. They come with personalities, too.
You could ask it, how its day was, what it had for breakfast. You can have a proper conversation. What do you think about humans?
Humans, a curious bunch indeed. Your fascination with nature's quirks, like me, can spark important conversations about biodiversity and conservation.
Jack, welcome back.
Museum directors hope giving visitors a playful, personalized approach will ignite a passion for preservation. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
The Museum of Zoology in Cambridge says it's the first in the world to have the AI-powered creatures converse directly with visitors. Now let's head over to Luke with your weather forecast.
Thanks, Liam. I know you just saw me giving your sports update, but I'm wearing a couple of hats here today, so I'll be giving you your weather forecast as well. Starting off the campus cam behind me, some construction as usual on the library, but some cloudy skies, but a warm day overall in the UP. Starting off with the map in Houghton, it's going to be 64, some clouds. Over in Ironwood, 67. As a matter of fact, all around the UP, it's going to be some clouds. Iron Mountain, 73. Down in Menominee, it's going to be 76 and sunny. Moving over to the eastern side of our board, over in Escanaba, it's going to be 64. Manistee, 61, no clouds. Over in Sioux, the only clouds with 58. And back in our beautiful Marquette, 67 and mostly cloudy. Looking a little closer into our current conditions, we're going to have winds north at 6 miles an hour, and our barometric pressure is going to be 29.96 inches and falling. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low of 63. Winds south at 7 miles an hour, and our moon phase is going to be waning crescent. Make sure to get out and see that. Tomorrow, we're going to have thunderstorms, high 70, low 43. Winds west-southwest, 16 miles an hour. Looking ahead towards the rest of our week, Thursday, high 46, low 35. Rain here to stay. Friday, high 45, some clouds in the sky, low 34. Saturday, same story, high 55, low 39. That's all I have for weather, but stick right there. After this short break, Liam and I will be back at the desk.
Our world is transforming before our very eyes, and we need to be ready. So join me in the lab and in the field to discover the latest science about our changing weather and climate and how a better future is within reach. Join me for weather.
Watch now with Passport on the PBS Video app.
Well, look who it is. Welcome back to the desk, Luke. That was a good weather segment. But now we have one more story today, and it's this. Northern Michigan University will be hosting a job fair tomorrow in the Northern Center ballrooms, running from 1 to 4 p.m. The fair will host employers of all types looking for full and part-time employees, along with internships and seasonal employment. Admission is free for Northern students and alumni, and attendees are encouraged to dress professionally and have resumes in hand. Sounds pretty great, and that's just one, of course, of several fun events coming up. There's also going to be some performances of Frankenstein starting on Halloween.
Oh, I'm very excited for that.
Me too.
Very fitting that it's going to start on Halloween.
Agreed. But that's all the time we have left today at Public Eye News. I'm Liam Eulenjoy.
And I'm Luke Middle.
And we'll see you next time.
The preceding program was produced by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television, in studios located in Elizabeth and Edgar Hardin Hall.